Hey guys, I just wanted to quick go over how to annotate on a document in Notability, and also go over the main text features that you're going to be seeing in pretty much any of our upcoming articles, though there are more of them. If you check out the text features glossary, which I made for this week and will continue to add to, you'll see the main ones that we're going to be focusing on going forward. So let's start with title. The title tells us basically what our topic is going to be about. Sometimes it's catchy, it's exciting, and on this one, it's the dirty history of soap. Okay. From this title, we know that we are going to learn about the history of soap, right? And then if we want to put in here that this is a title, that's perfect. You want to make sure that you are marking the name of your text feature along with highlighting it, okay? The next, we're going to be looking at our subtitle here. Life wasn't always as clean as it is today. This tells us more details about our article. So we know that it's going to be the history of soap, but then this tells us that there is a history here that we may not be aware of where soap was once dirty. Okay, so then let's move on to our next page. All right, so we have our title, we have our subtitle up on the main page. You're almost always going to see at least a title. You may not always have a subtitle, but you are going to see a title because that's really how it catches readers' attention. Now next, as we're going through here, we're going to see a few different things. You can see right here this bold-faced word that I just highlighted, concoction. That's a keyword. Why we point out keywords, why our authors point out keywords, is because they may be vocabulary words that you have to look up. Maybe you have to check the dictionary, Merriam-Webster.com, Google them, whatever you're most comfortable with. But these words are really important to understanding the point of what our author is talking about. So here we have, this concoction wasn't stew or medicine or a magic potion. It was soap. A concoction is a mixture of things. It's a mixture making up something. And so this is why it's coming up as a keyword, because it's a unique word. That's a big word. That may be a word you haven't encountered before, but it's important for you to know, to understand what's going on here. Greasy, itchy, and stinky. All right. You can see that this is green. Now, not all headings, this is a heading, will be green, but they are going to be bigger and they're going to stand out from the rest of the text. And what our headings do is they tell us what to expect in the next bit of the paragraph. So greasy, itchy, and stinky. All right. We know that this is about the dirty history of soap, right? It's about the history of soap and how it hasn't always been as clean as it is today. So the rest of this paragraph is likely to talk about the greasy, itchy, and stinky part of the history of soap. Okay. And then over here, we have smelly equals safe. All right. That's another heading. You can see it matches our first heading. It's important for us to mark what it is on the document here. And that helps us to see that we have two headings. It's going to be there's going to be different foci or focuses in each of these paragraphs. It separates the information out so that it chunks it a little easier for us to understand. Remember, it all comes back to reading comprehension, which is helping you to understand what you are reading. Okay, so we have keyword, we have heading, and then we had our title and our subtitle on the main part of the page. And now let's talk about graphic aids, sidebars, and captions. Okay, on this page here, we have our sidebar. Okay, this is the title of our sidebar here. How we know this is a sidebar is it's separated from the main body of the text, but it still has information that's important to our topic, which in this is the dirty history of soap. This is Clean Time Machine, how we've used and not used soap through the ages. So while it may not necessarily be talking directly about how soap was made, it tells us more information about how it's been used in the past. Okay, now this here, right here, this is a graphic aid. A graphic aid is an image, a picture, it could be an illustration. It could also be a graph or a chart, a table. Basically, it's anything that helps us to visualize the information in the story. It can also draw our attention to it, keep our interest in what we're looking at, and it can help us to visualize a certain point. Maybe they're trying to show us, like in this case, it's a toilet, and it's talking about how in ancient Rome, they used urine to help remove stains, which of course to our modern lives, that seems really gross, but the graphic aid helps to connect the idea of using urine, pee, as a cleaning agent. Okay. Now this down here, this is a caption, and a caption gives us more information about our graphic aid. Okay. So our caption here tells us that information about that the ancient Romans used urine to clean things. Okay, so it relates directly back to our graphic aid, and then the graphic aid and the caption go directly back to the topic, which is our dirty history of soap. And this is where we're talking about removing stains. So you can see our main ones here. I want you guys to understand that these are the ones we're going to be focusing on in the next portion of our text features information. We have title, subtitle, keyword, heading, sidebar, graphic aid, and caption. While there are other ones you may pick out, and that's great. Like up here, you can see this guy right here. That's a discussion question or our focused reading question. And that's great if you want to make note of that. There we go. I made it fit there, didn't I? Discussion question. You can point these out if you see any of these, but the main ones that we're going to be focusing on are the title, subtitle, heading, keyword, graphic aid, caption, and sidebar. All right, guys, I hope this helps to explain the plan going forward, and let me know if you have any questions.